Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started here. We got kind of a weird configuration, but since you're all kind enough to kind of sit in the same spot there, I don't think I have to turn the camera. So get everybody. And Bill over here's got some show and tell. It's going to be real good for QRP. But first of all, we've got a couple possibilities for the luncheon this month. It can either be, if I can adjust this, whoops. It can either be this Thursday, the 17th, or the following Thursday, the 24th. And I lean towards the 24th. Is anybody that wants to go not able to make it on the 24th?
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's do it.
Apple's, right?
It'd be Applebee's, yeah. So let's do it on the 24th at 11:30 at Applebee's on Leestown Road. Now I forgot to do introductions, so starting down here, everybody introduce themselves, and I'll get my roster updated here.
I'm Porter, KG4GTK.
Wilson, N4ZQT.
Roger, KJ4YSY.
Brad, W4HBM.
Tim, KG9NA.
Smokey, K6IVK.
Bill, W84LAV.
Okay, and I'm Chris, KU4A, because I actually never say that, but I should. Okay, Bill, you want to do your show and tell right quick while it's on our minds?
I've got to find it.
Tim took it.
Well, this is the smaller one that I've got. I've got two of them. This is a lithium-ion battery, starting battery for cars. This is for, it's about 2.5 liters. It's got 315 cranking amps, 21 amp hours, and also hardly weighs anything. The next size up, the 24 amp hour ones, have a jumper that you have to put in place after you receive it, because apparently they're not allowed to ship them a single battery with that much energy density.
Mm-hmm.
So to get around that, this jumper makes it 2 batteries during shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So when you receive it, you put the jumper in, it puts the 2 batteries in series.
Okay, so that's lithium ion, you said, right?
That one's actually I think it's lithium iron phosphate.
Okay. And 21 amp hours, I want to get my minutes right.
Yeah. Now, they describe that as a lead battery equivalent because you're not supposed to drain these down to past 8 volts.
Oh, okay. So it's not strictly speaking deep cycle, but
Right.
as long as you're careful, you're good.
What is that? And there are some charging limitations, but you don't want to short the terminals.
Yeah.
I understand they take airplanes down.
Make a left turn.
Only left turns.
This is what I'm saying, is that Malaysian took a big left turn.
So the only downside is that that's normally got a $250 battery.
Mm-hmm.
Just about that's what it costs. My car's gone.
So anyway,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for bringing that along.
that's actually big enough to start my beating easily enough.
Mm-hmm.
Less than a 7 amp hour battery in weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
easily.
Make a good jumper battery.
Yeah.
No, when you run, yeah, when you run your car down.
This should run a 5 watt for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. Yep. And real easy to carry in the field. Well, it's that light.
Just don't put it in your pocket and short it out. Come in for a surprise.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Bring the large one.
Okay, Roger, do you want to talk for as long as you want, preferably for a long time, about your field work?
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't made it out but one time.
Uh-huh.
Had a lot of family problems. And Glenn and I, we went out one time. Weatherman told us it was going to be 70 degrees.
Are you bleeding?
Well, sort of. Well, it was cloudy and it was very cool.
Yeah.
55 degrees up to about 1 or 1:30. The sun poked through and it made it pretty close to probably 70 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Just as soon as the sun came out, I mean, it really warmed up quickly.
Yeah.
So, QRP weather's definitely here.
Mm-hmm.
I went for a hike with the family, and son-in-law, wife, Loretta, both grandchildren, and we went to the wildlife management area up here above Georgetown.
Okay.
And of course, I took my little QRP radio with me. I put up a dipole antenna that I had made out of the 26 gauge, actually it's computer cable wire that I used, which is about 26
gauge.
wire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's completely resident, so I didn't bother with the tuner. But actually I made 9 contacts and I was kind of down in a little V. So it was a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make any big long distance. I was only about 8, maybe 10 feet off the ground all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
I did check into mid cars to the one that's on the lake shore of Erie up there.
Yeah, there's a couple, 3 net controls that are up about that.
Yeah, he's always anxious, by the way, people, he's always anxious to hear about the QRP radio, wants to know where you are, what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes a pretty good effort if he hears my call sign about getting back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knows if he hears me like that I'm probably out somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
So, he makes a pretty good effort. And then I've also found on 7205, there's some hams there that welcomes QRP people. And they're always anxious to know what's going on. And of course some people aren't.
Yeah.
I've also been told that if I wasn't putting out 500 watts, they didn't.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
So you're going to run into a couple of those. Don't let that discourage you any.
Mm-hmm.
But when Glenn and I was out at the park, we was out at Shahilto.
Shiltown. Mm-hmm.
And like I say, the weather really wasn't too good. They kept telling us that conditions wasn't good, but we talked into Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Ohio, Illinois, and we was both using QRP there for a long time, and then Glenn put his amp on his there toward the last, but it wasn't a bad day. We used our in-fed antennas.
Okay.
And he had his like in the east to west direction, and I put mine in the north-south. And definitely you could tell that it would favor
difference
a little bit, not quite as much as I expected, but it does favor.
Uh-huh.
Now, next time we're getting a little bit tired of using the same antennas every time. Glenn has got some really long wire antennas. We found some trees out there that we can actually string like a 180-foot antenna up there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to try that next time.
Okay, and that's Shillito, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then we've also been talking about maybe stringing some of the, like 20 meters vertical, and making a vertical dipole out of one of them from some of those trees to see how that works.
Uh-huh.
That's something I haven't ever tried. So I'm anxious to actually get back out there and try some different ideas with the antennas. just to
Antenna
see what I can
experimentation,
do with
yeah,
it.
I know Glenn's been talking about trying to do that some. So, okay. Now, on the hike, what did you use to put your antenna up in the air?
Well, I used that string with a wheel weight on the end of it.
Okay, so you just put it up in the
I
trees.
just toss it over a limb and pull my antenna up that way.
Okay.
And actually, I used only one because I would throw the wheel weight over, put the unsnap. I used a fishing swivel, and I've got the wheel weight now on a fishing swivel so that I can unhook it, hook my antenna to it, and then just pull it up. And use the same weight on all three sides of the antenna. And
Okay.
see, that was something else I was going to. Oh yeah, while I was out there, in case anybody happened to be interested, I had bought one of these what they call as a metal match. It's a bar of magnesium, and it's got a striker on the side of it. I gave it to my grandson and told him to learn how to start a fire with it because I didn't know how. Well, second attempt, he had a fire going and we burnt some trash that some people had left.
Uh-huh.
Which after I found out we really wasn't supposed to do because there is a fire restricted from February until May. But we had it circled well with rocks and everything, so there wasn't any danger of the fire getting out. But he learned how to use the metal match, and then he taught me how to do it. And it's really pretty simple, and boy, it will make a spark and it will start a fire pretty fast. I was kind of impressed with it.
Okay. Yeah, for people who want to get the old campfire going like y'all did at the horse park that time. That picture that Loretta took of me and Bonnie, I've been using that as my Facebook profile picture now for several months ago. It's a good picture. You got a completely dark background. It's just the two of us standing there. You know? So, okay. So let me just throw it open to the floor then for anybody to report about anything that they've been doing. Or anything they have plans to do, more field work, kits, operating, you know, anybody have anything?
I've still got my rock mount.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you, go ahead.
I've still got my rock mount radio that I haven't completed yet.
Okay.
Just kind of ran into snags, like I say, with some family stuff. And
Okay.
just haven't had time to finish it. Bobby's got all of his stuff in now, and he's ready to start on his. But
Okay.
I'm kind of anxious to get that together and just see how well that performs. Everybody's really impressed with them.
What all has Bobby been playing with?
Really, I've not been too awful much in touch with Bobby. Bobby's not been feeling good here for the last couple of months or so.
Really?
And
Yeah, he came to the luncheon in March, so it was good to see him. That's the first time I'd seen him in a while.
but he's really had some hard times there. He gets up sick. He can't figure out why. Maybe it's his medicine or something.
Okay.
He's really having a pretty hard time.
Okay. Okay, Brad, and then your question. We got plenty of time here. You don't have to be in any hurry.
I wanted to ask Roger a question or two about his antenna system. You were talking about in-fed and long wire antennas.
Yeah,
What kind of coupling are you using for that?
just a standard 238, 238, 239, I guess it is. Just a standard 239 chassis mount.
Oh, I don't mean the connector, I mean the device that you match the antenna with to your transmitter. Do you have an L network coupler or a cable?
Well, no, actually, I cut the antennas to the resident
Oh,
on.
I see, okay.
Yeah, and it's really it's like a fan dipole,
Okay.
and I operate on 40 and 20,
Mhm.
and I've got it cut so that it's resident on both.
I understand.
On
Is that
both,
right?
and actually it's resident through both from the beginning all the way to the end of the ham band. It'll work anywhere with a 2-to-1 or less SWR through the whole bands. And I was really amazed that with the wire that small, and actually I've run as much as 35 watts on that 28 gauge wire, and it's not been getting
That's
hot.
not very big.
So, kind of amazed with that. I knew 5 watts would do hand wet pretty good, but,
Are you using enamel coated wire for this? It's 28 gauge?
yeah, it's just an animal. Like I say, I pulled the wire out of an old computer cable.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
that's what I was using.
Is it enameled or is it insulated? Has plastic inside?
Yeah, it's got the plastic.
Yeah, it's not big damn, but yeah, it's what like
Yeah.
a Cat 5 is. It's got those 2 wires, what it sounds like in there, you probably just pull it out of there and you just get out the plastic all around there, yeah.
Yeah, it's got, I know what you're talking about. No, it's not, it's just like hookup wire.
Yeah.
It's got,
What,
It's
how
nice
you
to-
using the caliper?
yeah, he's talking about that. Yeah, I was thinking one thing, but,
It's 2 gauge enamel. How do you try and see how it works?
but it's right at it, everything, it really works really well that way. And it's so little and so light, and what I did, actually I have made one centerpiece, one connecting piece out of like a 1-inch PVC pipe. And then I cut the wires for each band. So I've got anything from 80 meters down to 10 meters. Oh, and I've got something else for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a 10-meter dipole antenna for 10 meters and you cut it at 8 feet, and that's supposedly what it is, boy, it works great on 2 meters.
2 meters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and through the whole 2-meter band.
And that'd be real
If
handy.
anybody was looking for a single sideband for 2 meters, that 10-meter antenna works great.
Mm-hmm. Plus, you can, if you need to get on the repeater to coordinate with other people coming out to do field work, you're good to go right there.
Yeah.
So. Mhm.
It's about half weekly.
Okay. Anybody else with anything at all related to QRP stuff before we wrap things up? Okay, folks, we'll go ahead and call it quits because I think we're probably going to have to do some work to get the room ready for the bars meeting. So I'll just thank everybody for coming. Watch the Yahoo group for announcements of field work and stuff like that, and we'll hope that the sick get better. So thank you all.